Welcome to our channel, your daily source for all things MMA. We bring you the latest news, fight updates, and behind-the-scenes stories, every single day.
Weekend UFC 318, the last ride for Dustin Poirier, BMF belt on the line against Max Holloway. You've been in the octagon with that man 2 times. How do you see that thing playing out with Max Holloway? Because it's a trilogy between those guys.
It's really hard to lose to someone 3 times in a row. Max is a champion in his own right. Dustin is as well. So, I just want to see a good fight. Both times they fought, they were great fights. I don't like when a guy says, I'm done, I'm retiring, and then he goes and proceeds to fight. I don't like that. I never seen it actually go well for someone where they say they're going to retire, they go out there, they put on a performance of a lifetime, and then they walk off in the sunset. Rarely do you see...
Dustin Poirier, it's finally time to say goodbye. After years of blood, sweat, and unforgettable wars inside the cage, the Diamond is walking to the octagon one last time at UFC 318. This isn't just another fight night, this is a farewell to one of the most exciting, accomplished, and respected fighters in MMA history. Even though the BMF belt is technically up for grabs, the real story is Poirier.
I mean, if you beat the guy twice, it's on the other guy to make the more adjustments. Even if the first fight was however many years ago, 12 years ago, whatever it was, quite some time, it's on Max. Max has to make the adjustments. So what they have to consider is, okay, well, what adjustments might those be? And then how do we plan around that? But, I think Dustin needs to stick with what he's great at. He's a phenomenal boxer. He's a devastating puncher. He has to find his range, use his weapons. In particular, some of the kicking game I do think will be important as well. Some of the calf kicking game. A lot of that's going to be pretty significant. But it's not like I'm expecting Max to wrestle him. You know what I mean? And I'm not expecting Dustin to wrestle Max. It just doesn't... That's not the best way for either of them to win against virtually any of them.
The UFC doesn't usually build main events without a title on the line, but they've made an exception here, showing just how special Poirier is to the sport and the fans. Saturday's fight in New Orleans, his hometown, will be a celebration of a career built on heart, grit, and moments that left fans breathless. Standing across from him will be the perfect rival, Max Holloway. Their careers have run almost side by side, both starting young, both climbing to the top, and both earning their place in the Hall of Fame conversation.
Holloway is a guy you've fought before. How did this come together that he would be the final opponent?
I don't even know how this came together, but yeah, I've been in some trilogies now, I guess. This one's different. Usually it's like 1-1 or, I'm 2-0 on Max, but he's a legend and a great fighter and a great champion, and just see the things he's done in his career from that young kid I fought all the way full circle. I was his first fight in the UFC. Now he's going to be my last fight in the UFC. So it's just, it's crazy. But when I lay the gloves down, there's nobody else that I would rather have fought my last fight than Max Holloway. For me, my mindset was legends only. Max ticks all those boxes. Knocking out Gaethje, and I know he just lost to Poirier, but he's in his prime right now, and one of the longtime champions, and those are the guys. Those are the guys that I want on my resume.
They first clashed in 2012, when both were rising stars, then again in 2019 in a 5-round war that many still talk about. Now, in 2025, they meet for a third and likely final time, not just as opponents, but as legends. Holloway has made it clear that he's not here for a feel-good ending. He plans to spoil the retirement, saying that Poirier might even regret choosing to walk away. It's a mix of deep respect and competitive fire, exactly what makes MMA so special.
Dustin Poirier, his retirement fight, taking on Max Holloway. I don't know how I feel about this fight. It's for the BMF. As a fan standpoint, it's awesome. You're gonna get two guys in there who are gonna go back and forth, who are gonna throw heat, maybe someone's gonna do a takedown, maybe someone's gonna clinch, maybe someone's gonna do some jiu-jitsu, but it's gonna be back and forth, stand up. And I don't know, obviously we know what happens if Dustin wins, he retires. Max is going to lightweight. If he loses, that'll be two losses in a row. I just don't know what this fight sets up for Max.
Want another war like that, or would a more ideal scenario for your final fight to be go in there, take as minimal damage as possible, knock the guy out in the first if you can?
I mean, that would be nice. Get in, retire clean, go home with no stitches for my daughter. But in true knucklehead fashion, I'm going to stand in the middle and trade with Max, and we're going to bleed. And put on a show for the last.
This fight is more than just a battle for a symbolic belt. It's a story about two warriors closing a chapter in the book they helped write. For Poirier, it's about leaving the sport on his own terms, in front of the fans who've cheered him on from the beginning. For Holloway, it's a chance to earn redemption and possibly take a step toward another title shot. But no matter the result, fans know what they're watching is history.
At the end of the day, like I said, if the shoe's on the other foot and if he's in Hawaii, I hope my people would be booing his ass. You know, that's just what that just comes with the territory. You know, when it's all said and done, we're gonna share that octagon for 25 minutes. I think so. It's gonna be it'd be a fair play. You know, no bad blood between us, between the fans, and it just be another one. You know, it just sucks with everything going into it, and with Dustin announcing that this is his last fight, this is his last dance in his hometown. It's amazing to be a part of this, but you know, it just sucks that I have to play spoiler, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
UFC 318 will be emotional, unforgettable, and packed with intensity. Whether Poirier wins or not, he leaves behind a legacy that will echo through the sport forever, one final walk, one last war, and a goodbye that MMA fans will never forget. Absolutely. Here's an added paragraph that includes Max Holloway's recent comments and mindset ahead of the fight, smoothly following the tone of the original piece. Max Holloway hasn't held back in the lead-up to UFC 318, making it clear that while he respects Dustin Poirier deeply, he's not coming to New Orleans to play the role of supporting cast.
Well, you know I'm a huge fan of Max Holloway. I love both guys, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I would like to see Dustin win because, you know, it's his last fight. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to see a guy on his retirement fight, you know, lose. So it would be great on his part to win the fight, but I want my man Max Holloway to win. Even though Dustin Poirier's, you know, I think they fought twice before, right?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And he's won both times. Yeah. So I'm leaning towards Justin, but I would love to see Max to win it, man. Max is just my.
That's a real coin flip fight. Yeah, Poirier just seems to have it over on him. Just a little bit more power, a little bit more. Yeah, I'd say that fight's kind of leaning towards Poirier.
In multiple interviews, Holloway said, "I'm not here for his fairy tale ending. I'm here to get my hand raised," and even warned that he'll regret it, referring to Poirier's decision to retire after this fight. For Holloway, this bout isn't just emotional, it's personal. He sees it as a chance to even the score after losing their last fight in 2019 and prove that he's still one of the most dangerous fighters in the game, especially at lightweight. Known for his relentless pace and warrior spirit, Holloway is embracing the role of spoiler, promising fans that he'll deliver another unforgettable moment, just like his buzzer-beater knockout at UFC 300. He's not just chasing the BMF title, he's chasing legacy, and Poirier's retirement spotlight is his chance to shine just as bright.
It's going to be difficult, but I used to be always using movement. So you come forward and you go sideways and he's still in the middle of the ring. You won't go back to the ropes. You just go left, right, moving sideways, basically.
He seems really intense.
He's Usyk talking like that. He's got 1 foot out already. If he's talking like that, that means, as far as I'm concerned, I sense his appetite is slipping away. He's very professional, gets the job done, knows what he has to do in the ring and in training. But to me, he's now 1 foot.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.